Hi, Scott Walker, Milwaukee County Executive, here on behalf of John McCain, the next President of the United States. Tonight, our governor from the state of Wisconsin, Jim Doyle, addressed our Democratic National Convention in Denver. It's interesting because the theme for tonight's convention in Denver was renewing America's promise. And for those of us here in Wisconsin, it's important to know what that means. You know, Jim Doyle has made a series of promises in the past. In fact, before the last election, Jim Doyle said to the voters in the state of Wisconsin specifically, and I quote, "We should not, we must not, and I will not raise taxes." After the election, after the voters forgot about that, or at least he thought they'd forget about that, Jim Doyle presented a budget to the state of Wisconsin that in total, when you include taxes and fees as well as those impact property taxes, would raise taxes and fees in the state nearly $3 billion. Now he's pushing Senator Barack Obama for president. In Barack Obama's 3 short years in the United States Senate, Senator Obama has voted against tax cuts and in favor of tax increases 94 times. He says he's for the middle class, but Senator Barack Obama continues to vote to raise taxes. In fact, he's even voted for raising taxes people making as little as $42,000 a year. Now, I don't know about you, but that's what I consider to be the middle class, despite his promises. He wants higher taxes on income, on investments, on savings, on businesses, on Social Security, and even on energy. He promises a better economy. But we know that taxing our way to prosperity is no way to grow the economy of Wisconsin or across this country. Jim Doyle's failed slogans and broken promises have not worked for the people of Wisconsin. Voters should remember that when they hear about him and others talking about Senator Barack Obama's promises for Wisconsin and for the United States. It's one thing to make bold promises, it's another thing to deliver on those. Jim Doyle hasn't in the past, and Barack Obama's short career in the United States Senate shows that despite his bold promises, he's going to continue to raise taxes and voters give him a chance to do so on a national basis. In addition to this, as you can see, we've got a full phone bank of supporters here, while others are attending the convention in Denver at sites like this here and all across the state of Wisconsin. McCain supporters are helping out. In fact, a lot of the folks here, not only Republicans, but a lot of independents and even a few folks who've helped Democrats out in the past, but know that the true maverick in this race, the true leader for this country that we need is John McCain. He's someone who, whether you're a Democrat or Republican in Washington, I know that John McCain's word has always been good. The promises he makes to the voters will be promises kept for the next 4 years of his presidency.
Let me ask you one question. In the past, Wisconsin is a swing state. What does it take to win Wisconsin?
I think you look back to the last time a Republican won was 1984 when Ronald Reagan carried the state of Wisconsin. And I think at that time what voters looked for, what they looked for in the past when they supported people like Tommy Thompson, was someone who was a true maverick, someone who was bold and aggressive. Certainly in 1984 was reaching out to what we call Reagan Democrats, people like the people here in West Dallas or Cudahy or South Milwaukee. People who maybe historically consider themselves a Democrat, but they're willing to stand up and vote for a maverick. And I think that's exactly the kind of leader that we're looking for in John McCain. It's why you already saw in the state of Wisconsin one of the most prominent Hillary Clinton delegates switch to John McCain because she knew that McCain had the leadership experience that's needed to be the president, and she just didn't see that in Barack Obama. I think that's the kind of shift that's going to happen here in the state of Wisconsin.
Right. How do you think Joe Biden's going to help out Barack Obama? Or will he?
I'm surprised. I think he's one of the weakest choices possible. He's been in the United States Senate for nearly 4 decades. He is a creature of Washington. Everything about him is exactly the kind of problems I've seen in Washington for decades. I think he submits really to what I was saying earlier about promises. Barack Obama may talk about it, but yet for all the talk about being a maverick and reaching out, Senator Obama's the #1 most liberal ranked voting record in the United States Senate. Joe Biden's the #3rd most liberal voting record in the United States Senate. John McCain is the true maverick in this race, and he's the kind of guy who's shown it on issue after issue that he's willing to step out and put America first, put his country first. And I think that's why guys like Joe Lieberman and people who supported Hillary Clinton and others step up and say, set aside a specific issue here or there where you really are, put things right down to the test. John McCain's the guy who can get the job done, and he showed He's always willing to put his country first, even above himself, and certainly above his party.
So what do you think John McCain has to look for at this point for his selection as a running mate?
I think he's going to pick somebody who is just as much of a maverick and an outsider as him. I think it's likely you're going to see a governor or somebody else from outside of Washington. Even though John McCain has a distinguished record in the United States Senate, he's always been one of reform. He's always wanted to be a maverick and speaking straight talk to the American people. And I think he's going to pick someone to put on the ticket who shares that same kind of commitment and the true willingness to shake up and bring true change, positive change, to the federal government.